Graduates and guests, the graduation ceremony is about to begin. Swinburne University of Technology Chancellor Professor John Pollaers, OAM, will preside over the ceremony. Professor Pollaers will be preceded in the hall by Mr Agram Sharma, the mace bearer. The mace is the symbol of institutional authority and is carried as a symbolic weapon of protection. The Chancellor and mace bearer are members of the official party who will be escorted into the hall by the academic procession. We ask you to respect the dignity of the occasion and remain in your seat throughout the ceremony, especially while the graduates are being presented on stage. Please put your mobile phones on silent. In case of emergency, the exit doors are located at the rear of the hall. The academic procession is about to enter the hall. For those who are able, please stand.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. The words are printed on page 1 of the ceremony programme.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage of birds Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing of birds Australia fair.
Please be seated. My name is Professor Alan Duffy. I am the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Flagship Initiatives at Swinburne University of Technology, and I would like to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony. This is one of 3 ceremonies the university is holding today for more than 900 Swinburne graduates. It is now my pleasure to introduce the people who are seated on stage. Seated at centre stage is our Chancellor, Professor John Pollaers, OAM, and Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Pascal Quester. They are joined today by Professor Imad Gad, the Dean of the School of Engineering, Distinguished Professor James Ogloff, AM, Dean of the School of Health Sciences, Professor Alex Stoyeski, Dean, School of Science, Computing and Engineering Technologies, Mr. Cameron Mackenzie, our guest speaker and CEO of Aspire, Mr. Agram Sharma, the Mace Bearer and our student speaker, Professor Simon Ridings, Senior Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer, and Professor Joe Cicaro, OM, the Interim Deputy Vice-Chancellor, External Engagement. The other attendees seated on stage are academics and professional staff who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor John Pollaers, OAM, our Chancellor, Swinburne University Technology, to formally open proceedings. You can applaud, by the way.
Thank you, Alan. Swinburne Executive, members of staff, distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends. Before I begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people and the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and to acknowledge any First Nations graduates, staff, friends and family and visitors with us here today also. On behalf of Swinburne University of Technology, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony. For you, our newest Swinburne graduates, today's ceremony acknowledges your academic and your research achievements. It's the culmination of many years of hard work, of growth and of development. For many of you, this has taken place against the backdrop of an unprecedented period of disruption, whether that be the pandemic or any other issues that are currently affecting our world. For parents, family members and friends of our graduates, this ceremony is also an important recognition of all the support that you have provided each and every day along the way. On behalf of Swinburne Council and staff, I sincerely congratulate all our graduating students on achieving your qualifications. You are graduating from an institution that is proud to be the sort of university that the future not only expects, but demands us to be. We are proud to be the prototype of a new and different university, one that is truly of technology, innovation, and of entrepreneurship. Now, Swinburne may be a young university, but we are starting to make a real noise on the world stage as a leading global institution of higher education. Nothing demonstrates that better than our spectacular rise in the academic global rankings. In 1 year alone, moving up 100 places to enter the top 250 universities in the world as judged by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings, and being ranked in the top 50 universities under the age of 50. Now, these achievements validate our reputation for world-leading research and offering students like you the innovative next-generation qualifications needed in a tech-led world. Now, university is one of life's great adventures, and we hope that while at Swinburne, it's been a place for you to question, to discover, to establish truth, to ignite passion, and to experience those light bulb changing moments and life interactions. But now, another adventure awaits you. Your Swinburne credentials will be a passport to an exciting future. You have the opportunity, in fact, you have the duty to help lead Australia into a new society where the gains of the technology age are harnessed and unleashed to solve the challenges that we face. Today, I ask you to stop and think. What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to become? How will you make the world a better place? Will you commit to the process of inquiry and the search for answers to some of the world's biggest problems? Well, today, you join a special community of thousands of Swinburne alumni, innovators, creators, who have helped to build a better world and who have asked themselves those very same questions. That community includes the likes of Dr. Leonie Walsh, Victoria's first lead scientist, who's also a member of the Swinburne Council, Jessie Leesworth, the designer of the unique memo bottle, which he created in response to the environmental impact of single-use water bottles, Dr. Gronya Oates, Swinburne Associate Professor in Accounting and the founder of the homegrown startup Kitch, which is revolutionising education through technology, Matthew Hoskin, CEO of Nurtec, who is leading the development of a groundbreaking medical device that can identify those at the greatest risk of heart attack, and Hong Dang, who founded Hopebox, a social enterprise based in Vietnam for victims and survivors of gender-based violence. Swinburne graduates are the kind of game changers that propel us forward and leave their mark on the world. At this pivotal time in your life's journey, I challenge you to consider how you can make a contribution to build a better world, just as George and Ethel Swinburne did over 100 years ago. There is no doubt we are facing some of the greatest challenges of our time, and while there is no magic wand to create a better world, it will take all of us using the resources, the skills and abilities we have to make this better future for our community and for our society a reality. As Swinburne graduates, I encourage you to harness all that you have learned during your time with us, in your classes, from your teachers, from your peers, from your unique industry experiences, and inject that into truly making a difference. It now gives me great pleasure to call upon Professor Pascal Cuesta, Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology, to introduce the next part of the proceedings. Thank you.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our special guest, Mr. Cameron Mackenzie, to deliver the address to our graduates. Cameron holds a Master of Construction Management, as well as an MBA and a Master of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which he earned with a scholarship at the School of Management, Freiburg in Switzerland. He's an accomplished professional with expertise in sustainable business model and the circular economy. He's passionate about fostering impactful solutions and collaborative efforts, as well as demonstrating leadership within the circular economy ecosystem. Cameron is now CEO of Aspire, an online marketplace that matches businesses with remanufacturers, purchasers, and recyclers of waste materials, providing businesses with a cheaper and more sustainable option than landfill for their waste. Last year, he was a finalist in the Innovative Planet section of Swinburne's Alumni Impact Awards for his work on Aspire, recognizing his exceptional endeavor to make an impact on environmental sustainability. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Cameron Mackenzie to the lectern to deliver the address to the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and above all, accomplished graduates of the Swinburne University. It's an immense honour to be here today to stand before you and celebrate your achievements and reflect on the journey of what's brought you here. I'm not quite sure if any of you guys have seen me before, but I walk through the university every day, and I've seen some of you people grow over the years, and again, it's immensely proud to see everyone here today. Each of you hold a very unique story about challenge, triumph, and learning and customisation of what you're going to do here and move forward in your further studies and your further endeavours in life. As I stand here today, it reminds me of my graduation day when I filled with similar similar excitement, uncertainty about what's going to happen in the future and what my future life will entail. So my journey began as a 35-year-old tradie, actually working in construction for 15 years. Then I decided to go into the university and to better further my education. But like you all today, I had relentless curiosity and a desire to make a meaningful impact. Whether you tackle climate change, advanced technology, or leading social enterprise or change in the education sector, it all has prepared you to lead you to excel which way you want to do and for the next few years. Let me share a little bit more about my journey and how I've sort of got here today. The project that I've worked on for many years now is called Aspire. We pave the way for innovation and we transform the approach for similar challenges when it comes to sustainability. And within that, in a few weeks, I'll be off to Geneva and the UN to actually speak to people around the world regarding climate change, circular economy, and how business models can be more sustainable. Again, congratulations on your achievements, and no doubt you continue to learn and adapt and thrive wherever your journey takes you. And always remember, you never lose. You either win or you learn, so make sure you do the best that you can. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best for the future.
Another round of applause for Cameron. That's terrific. Thank you. It's always very special to have Swinburne alumni come back and address the graduation. And remember, you too can be up here one day, and I look forward to us making the call to invite you. So thank you again, Cameron. Now, could I please ask all the graduates who are able to stand? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Swinburne University of Technology, I admit you as graduates to the awards for which you have qualified and to all the rights and privileges of those awards. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Before we commence the award presentations, we ask you to respect the dignity of the occasion. Please do not leave the ceremony hall until the conclusion of the event, after the academic procession has left. I now call upon Professor Emad Gad, Dean of the School of Engineering, to introduce their school.
Chancellor, I have great pleasure in presenting to you our School of Engineering graduates. Engineers have the potential to change the way we live, from civil and mechanical to biomedical engineering, advanced manufacturing, aviation, and more. Our graduates are now ready to bring people and technology together for a better world. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the School of Engineering graduates on whom an award has been conferred.
For the Bachelor of Aviation, Sarah Louise Kirby. Matthew Thomas Whitehead. For the Bachelor of Aviation, Bachelor of Business, Nicholas Luke Roberts. For the Bachelor of Engineering, Robotics and Mechatronics, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science and Software Engineering, Cashel Merlin Mackenzie. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Dawood Suleiman Abbas. Anthony James Basile. Joseph Gerard Canty. Christian Filippo Cardacci. Domenico Anthony Cirillo. Dawarsia Fakiha. Yasun Dharana Bandara Ekanayaka. Chamindu Sandamal Fernando. Tota Hewaralalage Ruchira Pravin Udas Fernando. Pathisha Sahan Galpaya Balkaya Gadon. Mindula Dinura Gunadasa. Anuka Sanjula Hetigoda. Ming Guan Hu. Aidan Key. Harrison James Tichelevale. Seta Lim. Paloma Belen Leone. Isuru Madushan Lianage. Lachlan John Marson. Patrick Anthony McCaffrey. Daniel Alexander MacDonald. Ritvichia Mies. Akshaya Modgill. Muhammad Fahim Mohammed Durfika. Daniel Francis Joseph Mao. Tsitsi Mokodi. Rikil Mysore. Lu Min Vi Nguyen. Tam Hi Nguyen. Thomas Jonathan O'Connor. Dasintha Piumal Paligoda Vitanaiga. Sai Jayanth Patipathi. Yorgis Polis. Tynan Saranawira. Hanil Sunil Kumar Shah. Agrim Sharma. Eva Sihag. Ambrose Anthony Skruzny. Daryl Suryajaja. Edward Sile. Tan Huang Tran. Joshua William Wall. Parker Maxwell Young. Yan Hao Zhu. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Professional, Anmol Singh. McKenna Anthony Hura. Mai Yan Muk. Jessica Erin Manning. Samuel Panagopoulos. Divyam Pandya. For the Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical Honours, Shamira Prasad Mediwata. Sachin Koshalya Wirakun. For the Bachelor of Engineering Robotics and Mechatronics Honours, Lucas Beninka. Leah Claire Nankervis. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Business, Olivia Grace McNamara. Andrew Pipopoulos. Jackson Christopher Tellis. For the Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Computer Science, Daniel Markowski. Daniel James Burrows O'Donnell. AJ Rajkumar. Danny Toan Tran. For the Bachelor of Engineering, Robotics and Mechatronics Honours, Bachelor of Computer Science, William Constantine Agnew. For the Master of Construction and Infrastructure Management, Darshak Avrantbai Malani. Mandeep Kaur Sidhu. For the Master of Construction Management Practice, Bindu Chandran. For the Master of Engineering Practice, Hassanan Afar. For the Master of Engineering Science, Anupama Dulanjali Indransiri Wadumiasri. Shi Kwan Yap.
That concludes the awards for the School of Engineering. I now call upon Distinguished Professor James Ogloff, AM, Dean for the School of Health Sciences, to introduce their school.
Chancellor, I have the great pleasure in presenting you our School of Health Sciences graduates. Our health sciences graduates have benefited from state-of-the-art health facilities and clinical placements. They're well-versed in how technology is disrupting and improving the health industry. Now they're ready to improve the lives of those in our communities. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the School of Health Sciences graduates on whom an award has been conferred.
For the Bachelor of Behavioural Studies, Paul Robert Bockman. For the Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science, Ryan Bull. Madison Lucy Shaw. For the Bachelor of Health Science, Massimo Anil. Anadi Vanmini Kumarasingh Bentara Maha Kumarage. Elliot Bolafi. Kirsty Jane Klingon. Daniel Cortez. Madumage Hassandi Gihansa Fernando. Maria Gerakulakos. Lasangana Lahiruni Hetiarachi. Dylan Tawan Jacob. Zoe Jensen. Tharashi Sulakshana Hashani Karyawasam Atu Koralalage Don. Felicity Chiara Palma. Jaiwira Leonage Dinuja Nilangani Pereira. Deleni Talankna Bandara Ratnayaka Mujanselege Kosara Wegadara. Utara Sumini de Silva Tenahandi. Anshia Tu. Welagoda Vikramalage Shahara Tamodi Vikramasinghe. For the Bachelor of Health Science Professional, Imogen Amelia Cooper. Jessica Isabel Cornish. Frankie Gobart Morgan. Amy Elizabeth Rankin. For the Bachelor of Nursing, Melissa Isabella Alexiades. Asim Ali Ashraf. John Christopher Bantawig. Freya Crossley. Ellie Madison Forbes. Simranjit Kaur Grewal. Hamanpreet Kaur. Isabella Jane Head. Maisry Eliza Hicks. Alicia Higgins. Jun Han Kang. Lauren Jane Kelly. Crystal Jade Lovelace. Louise Marin. Annie Grace Moody. Navroop Singh. Suzanne Jane Norris. Safa Noor. Khadija Omar Saeed. Isabel Rebecca Sayers. Samantha Louise Shave. Martinian Chi Q Shung. Sarah Azim Sotra. Tegan Marie Stevenson. Yan Jeng Yong. For the Bachelor of Psychological Sciences, Julie Leanne Adams. Helion Ali Al-Suwailim. Nadine Rachel Asmus. Caitlin Margaret Blake. Bianca Ruth Bloomfield. Rachel Marie Elodie Brass. Ruve Luna Mink Dylan Burns. Deborah Jeanette Burton. Rihanna Claire Campbell. Jamie Lisa Campbell. Romina Jasmine Ceballos. Deborah Ann Clark. Karen Clark. Roanne Collins. Jade Davis. Megan Day. Kimberly Rose Emery. Manish Farugi. Tristesse Valletta Fay. Maniku Tupahiga Kavisha Hurashini Fernando. Evan Colin Giles. Kayla Marie Govan. Courtney Claire Hansen. Vanessa Huakasha Susano. Jessica Elizabeth Husband. Eugenia Calansis. Marymole Keats. Sarah Grace Kendall. Miyu Kotani. Talitha Annalise Kruger. Janet Catherine Ledger. Natasha Faith Liddy. Sasha Mazzari. Ashkan Mernajad. Adam Moore. Reese Morris. Stephen Nikolopoulos. Imogen Honey Palmer Fuog. Zahn Post. Luke William Scully. Sarah Jane Sterland. Kelly Dorothy Stone. McKinley Lauren Swift. Alexandra Zantai Kiss. Carly Ann Tan. Samantha Grace Thomas. Hannah Rachel Palatua Tuifao. Branka Vasilikovic. Jackson Wild. Jodie Ann Woolgar. Sophie Hugh. For the Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science, Lachlan Charles Roberts. For the Bachelor of Health Science, Bachelor of Media and Communication, Tori Grace Goldsborough. Christy Page Marsh. For the Bachelor of Health Science, Bachelor of Business, Darita Ganatra. Zartash Sarwar. For the Bachelor of Health Science, Bachelor of Science, Kishon Kingsley Tirushelvam. For the Bachelor of Psychological Sciences, Bachelor of Criminal Justice and Criminology, Mackenzie Kate Baker. Sherelle Foray Chan. Kayla Lee Garoni. Cassandra Gabriela Pedro. Lily Margaret Stevens. For the Bachelor of Psychological Sciences Honours, Sarah Kate Layden. Lily Margaret Stevens. For the Graduate Diploma of Psychology, Matthew Beckiaris. Deanna Janelle Constable. David Vincent. For the Graduate Diploma of Psychology Advanced, Nicholas Sean Power. For the Master of Counselling, Michaela Cass. For the Master of Dietetics, Jolie Fleur Baird. Samuel Hayden Cassidy. Tu Hien Dung. Taylor Gilliam. Tegan Hosking. Sophie Jane Horton. Isabella Louise Johnston. Alana Sarah Klopman. Brittany Kate Neeshaw. Stephanie Lorraine Marku. Freya McLeod. Heli Modi. Philippa Pietromonaco. Carmen Puskas. Jennifer Runick. Gemma Julie Smith. Amy Elizabeth Smith-Sargent. Athena Tasakos. For the Master of Forensic Behavioural Science, Elise Catherine Tukolsky. For the Master of Occupational Therapy, Bona Nedelkovsky. For the Master of Psychology, Clinical Psychology, Crystal Baker. Genevieve Anne Kushan-Kane. Rachel Marie Goldsmith. Kiri Hannon. Lisa Mann. Sharon Patzel. Elizabeth Ann Riley.
That concludes the awards for the School of Health Sciences. Round of applause. I now call upon Professor Alex Strzelecki, Dean, School of Science, Computing and Engineering Technologies, to introduce their school.
Chancellor, I have a great pleasure in presenting to you the School of Science, Computing and Engineering Technology graduates. Science and technology helps us understand the world around us, from chemistry and biotechnology to physics and astronomy, from computer science and ICT to cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, from software and robotics engineering to energy technologies, and much, much more. Today's graduates are equipped with the problem-solving skills to make real-world impact. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the Science, Computing and Engineering Technology graduates on whom an award has been conferred.
For the Bachelor of Computer Science, Daisy Axel Morris. Mahir Bahadaria. Grant Ian Booth. Caitlin Annalise Cousins. Tran Doi Dao. Andrea Carolina Espetia Corredor. Jia Hoi Huyn. Kai Ikeda. Asan Nawab Khan. Kaing So Liang Kyo. Li Zhe Sheng. Wilson Lee. Abdul Hamid Mahi. Ishan Manga. Chanuka Dilshan Mediwata Medagoda Mediwate. Ryan Naismith. Huang Min Nguyen. Christian O'Kelly Ambrose. Jin Wen Tan. Su Xian Alyssa Tan. Matthew Tran. Hong Ke Vo. Nakshtra Yadav. Vuti Yi. James Anthony Young. Muhammad Anzor Yusuf. Jian Lin Yu. For the Bachelor of Computer Science Professional, Owen Casey Byrne. Henry Peter de Groot. Faizan. Panirselvam Kalaimani. Yuvnit Kaur. Shruti Sasikumar. Spiridon Vandoros. Jia Hoi Vu. For the Bachelor of Information and Communication Technology, Noah Angelo Diaz Dedigamawage. Alam Hassan. Sulaiman Ibrahim. Khan Hu Le. Vasuthevan Iliatambi Manivasakan. Rifki Nur Muzaki. Nirav Mavji Ragvani. Hassan Raza. Nathan Uliang Tan Son. For the Bachelor of Information and Communication Technology Professional, Drupad Yogesh Thorat. Rezol Zaman. For the Bachelor of Science, Bima Lahiru Chamodia Kalogala Hena Gadara. Yi Wang. For the Bachelor of Science Professional, Emily Vukovic. For the Graduate Certificate of Professional Data Analytics, William Paul Hallahan. For the Graduate Certificate of Programming and Development, Daniel Peter Stride. For the Master of Cybersecurity, Nisha Varghese. For the Master of Cybersecurity Management, Luke Alexander Silverback. For the Master of Data Science, Ada Puradam. Krithika Venkatanath. For the Master of Information Technology, Denny Refindo Gunawan. Connaught Boyang Hu. An Dong Nguyen. Pulkit Dinesh Patel. Jaturon Tepchuk. For the Master of Information Technology Professional Computing, Satara Akbari. Vraj Alpeshbhai Patel. Connaught Boyang Hu. For the Master of Science Astronomy, Nathan Gerard Candela. Mark Furlan. Trevor James Kay. Richard Morris Levy. For the Master of Science Biotechnology, Omanthi Dulsara Jayasekara. Nihal Kerala Thukaran. Nantawan Yamsung. For the Master of Science Network Systems, Pranith Babu Sama. That concludes the presentation of our graduates.
Now, please continue your applause for our esteemed name reader, Miss Beverly O'Connor. As the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Flagship Initiatives, I now have the honour of presenting you the graduates from Swinburne Research. Chancellor? Graduates of higher degrees by research at Swinburne must demonstrate that their work meets the most rigorous standards. The outcome of their scholarship and research is examined by international experts to ensure that it makes a significant and original contribution to their field at international standards. Many of our doctoral graduates have presented their work at international conferences and published in international refereed journals. During their candidature, they have been already contributing to Swinburne's growing international research reputation. So, as we congratulate them on receiving their award, we ask that they join the university staff on stage. While these achievements are indeed remarkable and worthy of celebration, it is worth taking a moment to reflect on what making original contributions to knowledge really means. To succeed in research, you need to have the courage to go into the unknown. Every thesis is a journey of risk, resulting in mistakes, failures, and successes in equal measure, hopefully somewhat more successes than failures, but without which progress is simply not possible. Our graduates leave Swinburne as world experts in their chosen field, but armed with finely honed skills to be curious, to take risks, to disrupt convention, and to forge new paths. They also have the right expertise to make a real impact on our world. Swinburne is immensely proud that our research degree graduates will continue to make significant contributions to the advancement of knowledge, to solving the challenges confronting our world, and to enriching communities wherever they live and work. Today, we salute the courageous and wish you well in your future endeavours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you the graduates on whom an award has been conferred. For thesis citations, please refer to the graduation ceremony programme. For the Master of Engineering Research, with the thesis title of Responses of Re-entrant Cylindrical Tubes Under Internal Loading, I present to you Mr. Harold Chen-Shi Chiang. For the Doctor of Philosophy, with the thesis title of Development of an Active Pharmaceutical Ingredient, Loaded Hydrogel Targeting Bacterial Vaginosis, I present to you Dr. Saida Sahin Ahmedi. For the thesis title of Next Generation Industrial Internet of Things Providing Efficient Cyber Twins-Based Realization of Industry 4.0, I present to you Dr. Madhubashi Daniti Pabarasa Bahamararashi. For the thesis title of Perceptual and Neural Recognition of Realistic, Dynamic, Spontaneous Facial Emotional Expressions, the 4D Space-Time Perspective, I present to you Dr. Adelaide Louisa Burt. For the thesis title of Text Classification via Semantic Representation and Similarity, I present to you Dr. Jingyi Shai. For the thesis title of Fundamental Scaling Relations Among Galaxies in the Local Universe, I present to you Dr. Mustafa Burak Dogrol. For the thesis title of Detection of False Data Injection Attacks in Smart Grids, I present to you Dr. Vincent Chukwemeka Eda. For the thesis title of Evaluating the Quality of Autonomic Internet of Things Applications, I present to you Dr. Kaniz Fiza. For the thesis title of Millimeter Wave Absorption by the Cornea, I present to you Dr. Neirin Vorgemeyer. For the thesis title of Artificial Intelligence for Fast Data Analysis and Fast Transient Detection Applications, I present to you Dr. Simon Richard Good. For the thesis title of A Subgraph Isomorphism Identification Theorem, I present to you Dr. Mingxiao Wao. For the thesis title of Computational Design of Carbon-Based 2D Catalytic Materials for Clean Energy Applications, I present to you Dr. Lashisha Isara Sampatha Yasin Arachishi. For the thesis title of Sono-Chemical Synthesis of Improved Graphene Oxide to Create Three-Dimensional Absorbents for Water Treatment, I present to you Dr. Ruvini Jayawardena. For the thesis title of Experimental Investigation of Waste Tire Rubber and Recycled Concrete Aggregate as a Pavement Material, I present to you Dr. Juveria Fatima. For the thesis title of Stock Price Prediction Models Using Neural Networks, I present to you Dr. Anika Kanwal. For the thesis title of Evaluation of Potential Rainwater Tank Outcomes Using Generalized Equations and Future Performance of Rainwater Harvesting Systems, I present to you Dr. Mohammed Sarim Khan. For the thesis title of Shadow Education in Malaysia, Effect of Private Supplementary Tutoring upon Secondary School Students' Mental Health, I present to you Dr. Xuan Han Lu. For the thesis title of Patterning and Alloying on Silicon Surfaces by Ultra-Short Laser Pulses for Solar Cells and External Fields, I present to you Dr. Jovan Maximovich. For the thesis title of Porous Implant Design by Topology Optimization Using the Floating Projection, I present to you Dr. Shengsheng Mao. For the thesis title of Design and Fabrication of Mandibular Implants Using Additive Manufacturing Technologies, I present to you Dr. Dejana Miljonovic. For the thesis title of A Holistic Framework for IoT Middleware Platform Benchmarking, I present to you Dr. Shalmoy Mondal. For the thesis title of Fabrication of Gelatin Fibrous Microspheres as a Next-Generation Cell Carrier for Tissue Regeneration, I present to you Dr. Nandini Sarvia. For the thesis title of Reclaiming Carbon from Waste Polymers via Thermal Decomposition Using Liquid Metal Alloys, I present to you Dr. Nicholas Alexander Shuker Rush. For the thesis title of 3D Printable Polypropylene-Based Composite for Automotive Repair Applications, I present to you Dr. Farid Tamadoni Jairomi. For For the thesis title of Mechanical Response of Functionally Graded Lattice Structures Fabricated by Additive Manufacturing, I present to you Dr. Thesela Chamina Rodrigo Tupa Mudalagi. For the thesis title of Some Issues of Parameter Estimation for Linear Systems, I present to you Dr. Dongsheng Zhang. For the thesis title of Tensile Behavior and Energy Absorption of Thin-Walled Tubes with Origami Patterns, I present to you Dr. Xingyi Zhang. For the thesis title of Transaction Analysis in the Bitcoin Blockchain, I present to you Dr. Limong Zhang. For the thesis title of Dynamics Analysis and Parameter Identification for Industrial Robotic Manipulators, I present to you Dr. Shengfun Zhu. For the Doctor of Philosophy, Clinical Psychology, with the thesis title of Extending the Common Sense Model to Explore Symptom Severity, Psychosocial Processes, and Quality of Life in Inflammatory Bowel Disease, I present to you Dr. Bree Hayes. Doctor of Psychology, Clinical and Forensic Psychology, with the thesis title of Dementia in Victorian Prisons, Estimating the Prevalence and Experience of Undetected Diagnoses Suggestive of Dementia in a Sample of Older Prisoners, I present to you Dr. Ella Louise Kofood. Chancellor, that concludes the awards for Swinburne Research. I now call upon Agrim... Yeah, let's give a big round of applause. That's 4 years of work there. I now call upon Agrim Sharma, who graduated today with a Bachelor of Engineering Honours, to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, Swinburne staff, fellow graduates and guests. Today, on this momentous occasion, I am honored to address you all on behalf of the graduates here at Swinburne. This moment, as we gather to celebrate our graduation, is an embodiment of our tenacity, dedication, and unwavering pursuit of knowledge. Recognizing the past few years as the time where we formed lifelong memories, today, we find ourselves united in both joy and reflection. Each one of us has walked a unique path, encountered challenges that tested our limits, and embarked on a journey that has brought us to this significant moment of accomplishment. In the spirit of gratitude, let us extend our heartfelt appreciation to the individuals who played a pivotal role in shaping our academic journey. Swinburne's vision is to bring people and technology together to build a better world. Our thanks to the staff at Swinburne, whose dedication ensured our academic pursuits remained on course. Their guidance and mentorship have propelled us to this defining moment where we proudly stand as graduates, ready to make our mark on the world. To our classmates and families, your unwavering belief in our potential has been a constant source of strength. Beyond the rigors of assignments and exams, it is your support that strengthened our spirits and encouraged our growth as individuals. Although our education doesn't stop here, the knowledge gained, the friendships made, and the experiences at Swinburne have set us up to succeed on whichever path we choose next. To my fellow graduates, congratulations and best wishes for your future.
Thank you, Agrim. Swinburne graduates, I know that today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and that during this time you've had the encouragement, the help from your friends and your family. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank your family and friends for supporting you during your studies at Swinburne and for being a part of your journey while at Swinburne. Graduates, can I please ask those who are able to stand to turn and face your family and friends and join me in a huge round of applause to say thank you for all of the help they've given on the way. Fantastic. If you could please now be seated. And of course, now the payback starts. We look forward to watching and helping you grow and to succeed in the years to come. Wherever your career takes you, Swinburne wants to be your education partner always. And when you're faced with the need to learn new skills and to grow further, we hope that you'll return so that together we can ensure that you have what you need to succeed. I also encourage you to stay connected through the Swinburne Alumni Network, a worldwide network now of more than 238,000 graduates across 163 countries. That network will give you valuable access to a community, both in person and online, who share your connection to Swinburne. And I encourage you to take advantage of this powerful tool for helping to build your careers and for seizing lifelong opportunities. Even as I look at my own career, taking the time to reach out to somebody that you know, or even somebody that you don't know, once a month, will build amazing long-term relationships. Now, as well as events in Australia, Swinburne Alumni has a growing number of networks in many other parts of the world. So even if you are leaving Melbourne or if you're visiting overseas, you can always stay connected to Swinburne and take advantage of what it means to be a Swinburne graduate. And if you do find yourself somewhere where there isn't a group, then start one, because there will be a graduate close by. Now, graduates, also on your behalf, I wish to take this opportunity to thank the academic and professional staff at Swinburne for their contribution to your education while here with us at Swinburne. So could I please ask the academic and professional staff to stand? And graduates, please join me in a huge round of applause to say thank you. Thank you. Take your seats again. It now gives me great pleasure to call upon Professor Pascal Cresta, Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology, to deliver the all-important charge to graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Before I read the charge to today's graduates, I too would like to congratulate all our graduate students on their achievement. As I look around the room, I know I'm looking at the next generation of leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs who will shape the future in a variety of professions, many of which don't exist yet. The Swinburne qualification that you now hold is much more than a piece of paper. It is a next-gen asset that will enable you to enter all sorts of worlds, see what is behind the next wall, and step right up to the top floor. Your qualification truly is a kind of superpower, because there is nothing more potent than the capacity to think, to debate, to analyze, and yes, at times, to even change your mind about a particular topic. I would also encourage you to think about it as an investment, one that you can leverage and which will help you to create value for yourself and your employer. Swinburne has worked closely with industry and employers to ensure that your degree is relevant and future-proof. You graduate today with deep knowledge of your disciplines, cutting-edge skills, and the distinct attributes you have gained from Swinburne that will set you apart in your chosen field. Swinburne graduates are known for their energy, curiosity, practicality, and adaptability. You can embrace change, and you are able to think laterally and differently about our world. You are now ready to enter the world of work, and hopefully you are ready to change it. Of course, there will be inevitable challenges and setbacks in your life, but be confident that you have developed the resilience as well as the essential and practical skills during your time with us that you will need to thrive in your chosen careers. I hope you also graduate from Swinburne today with a deep sense of pride for the Swinburne qualification that you now carry with you. You have achieved so much in your time with us, and Swinburne is certainly very proud of you. And while your graduation marks the closure of one chapter, it also marks the start of an exciting new one. And at Swinburne, we are always looking to the future. Our vision of people and technology working together to build a better world requires out-of-the-box thinking and determination. We call this kind of thinking our moonshots, and we have 4 of them. The first one is our commitment to work experience for every Swinburne learner, because we truly believe in learning by doing. Our second is our dedication to student employability, so that every Swinburne graduate either gets or indeed creates a job. The third is our belief in co-creation, so that every Swinburne partner investing in our research gets a tech solution and, what's more, the workforce and the human capital to make it work. And the fourth is our propensity to always innovate and our daring to be a different university that defines best practice for the very different future that awaits us all. Now, no doubt you have heard about those moonshots during your time with us, but you may not be aware that we've already landed moonshot number 1 ahead of schedule, because last year every Swinburne undergraduate course had an engaged student in at least one form of work-integrated learning during their studies. Now, as a Swinburne alum, you have a unique role to play in helping us land the other moonshots in the various activities in which you undertake to engage. That could be through continuing to support the success of our work-integrated learning program by taking on a professional placement or internship student, what we call our Swinterns. You know from personal experience the value of those opportunities. It may also include you being a real asset for any future employer, a wonderful talent that they can recognize and value, so that in the future they will always seek to take on another Swinburne graduate. Or it may be by working with Swinburne on a technology solution for a problem that you or your workplace or your industry is facing. But as you leave Swinburne to continue on your own journey to the stars, we want you to feel that you can always come home to us. We will always be here for you. In fact, we have now refurbished the first floor of the Hawthorne Hotel, which we call the Alum Lounge, and it is a place of gathering where you can always come back and interact with your peers, but also with other stakeholders, industry partners, to mentor students and just discuss the many ways in which you plan to create a better world. I certainly look forward to your ongoing engagement with us and wish you all the very best for your future. But for now, may I ask all the graduates who are able to please stand. In conferral of your award, I ask you, as graduate of Swinburne University of Technology, to strive to be champions of innovation, entrepreneurship, agility, and high performance, to seek positive and creative ways to engage and serve your communities, to remain curious and open to new learning and new experiences, and to use your knowledge, talents, skills, and passion to encourage a better future for the global community. Congratulations once again. Please be seated.
This concludes the official part of Swinburne's graduation ceremony, and we welcome you to join us for refreshments in the main foyer. For those who are able, would you now please stand? Last time, I promise. we will have the official party academic procession and our graduates together leave the hall.